The FFA's proposed reform of its Congress model has been rejected by member associations in Sydney. The final resolution at today's annual general meeting to create a more democratic governance model was voted down, which means FIFA may now be required to take over the running of the game in Australia. In a statement, FFA Chairman Steven Lowy said the FFA would now formally communicate the outcome to FIFA, which had set today as the deadline on which to agree on expansion of the Congress. 70% of the stakeholders today voted in favour of these resolutions, and they, together with the FFA board, will not let the game go back to the bad old days. The game of football in Australia has never been in better shape than it is today. It's not perfect, but football in Australia today is in a fantastic place with great opportunities. We will now communicate with FIFA about what the next steps should be, and to protect the interests of more than 1 million participants in the game, and many more fans in Australia. Quote, Adelaide United chairman Greg Griffin, speaking on behalf of A-League clubs, said the vote showed Lowy has lost the locker room. The professional game voted against it, the 2 major states voted against it, Griffin said. I think it has to go to FIFA.It is regrettable, but that's what it is. Lowy said there were a number of outcomes it could work through with FIFA, with a normalisation committee at the extreme of those options. FIFA has been working with the AFC Asian Football Confederation and with the FFA all through this process. They are completely aware of the role of the board, and that the board was asked to put in place an expanded Congress that focused on representative democracy and an increase in that, and an increase in gender equality, Lowy said. It's exactly what the FFA has done.It has asked, what FIFA has asked it to do.At. At the end of the day, the members were not able to reach the high hurdle of 75% to achieve change. 7 of the 10 members voted for this change, but 3 did not.So obviously we will be talking with FIFA and having discussions about what those steps should be going forward. Quote, Lowy said an independent FFA board was crucial to Australian football's recent successes. If the game wasn't independent, we wouldn't have qualified for the World Cup, we wouldn't have the Matildas possibly as the number 4 ranked team in the world. In a statement, the Federal Minister for Health and Sport, Greg Hunt, said governance was a matter for the FFA and football, and that the government's focus was on ensuring that Australia has the best chance to secure the Women's World Cup in 2023. We will carefully monitor the next steps taken by FIFA and the FFA, the statement read. Today's AGM got off to a rocky start when A-League clubs delivered a bombshell on the morning of the crucial meeting, detailing a list of 13 potential conflicts of interest involving FFA board members. The Australian Professional Football Clubs Association, AFCA, the lobby group formed by the A-League's 10 clubs, wrote to Lowy this morning to outline concerns about the independence of his board. The letter flagged to FIFA that fundamental governance problems were at play, with FIFA believed to have a range of options open to it now the FFA had failed to agree on a Congress restructure. One of the most severe options is FIFA installing a normalisation committee to take over the sport until the governance question was resolved. The AFCA's letter, which has been seen by the ABC, was also sent to FFA staff members, directors, state federation officials, representatives from FIFA and AFC, the A-League clubs and Professional Footballers Australia. It provided an overview of previous affiliations between FFA board members or their companies with the Westfield Group or the Lowy family, with a source or reference attributed to every claim. The ABC has not been able to verify the claims in the document. There was a poll called, and the poll was asked for by a league member, Mr. Griffin, Lowy told the media gathering. It's interesting that Mr. Griffin knows that it was Football NSW and FFV Football Federation Victoria voted against it, but we were not aware of it because it was a closed poll.